What's up, YouTube fans? This is Sam from the V-Bun family coming to you live from Teacher Vibes. I'm coming to you with today's video about some field trip ideas, especially for some specific units you may be covering. If you just a quick recap, if you don't know me, I'm Sam. I'm from the V-Bun family. I have a family YouTube channel in the card that you'll see here and at the end of the channel, where we talk about infertility, adoption, and other, dating advice, family vlogs, and more. So this channel is about just giving some advice and some tips on how to survive the teaching profession. I've been doing this almost 10 years, so I know a thing or two of how to just move around. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like, drop a comment, and tell me any feedback that you might have or some content that you want to see. So diving right into it, one of the first things I want to talk about are field trips, specifically for, I'm more of a science biology focus. So I teach science on a daily basis. I teach biology, living environment, and I've over the years I've amassed like some places where I've gone to help push the boundary a little bit more, to help students to understand a little bit more on how things work in the environment, and they also enjoy themselves as well. Especially inner city kids, they don't really get to travel as much, so when you do take them to these experiences, they actually enjoy it a lot more and they appreciate it more. So one of the first trips that I would like to recommend definitely is when you're studying ecology. Over the years, I've done ecology mostly in the winter time, in the fall, but I know ecology can be used in the spring. So I'd recommend going to the Long Island Aquarium. It's a little out there, and I know you might need a coach bus, but the Long Island Aquarium, I think, is very nice. It's worth it. The students don't get to go to the aquarium often. They go to the zoo a lot, but they really don't get to go to the aquarium, especially to see the different animals, the aquatic life. And I know over there they have a miniature, I want to say like a pan where they could lift out some horseshoe crabs and some sea stars, so students can hold on to them and see what it feels like. And if you want to teach anything about mitosis as well, that also counts for that unit as well. But they also have a petting pool. Right when you walk in, there's a petting pool where you can actually pet baby stingrays. No worries, the stingers are pulled since they're babies, but they do regenerate, they do go back, so it's not like it's the end. There's something for studying and also for some fun purposes. And you can also pay to feed those baby stingrays as well, so you can also do that. I think that's a really good one. And they have like a little butterfly sanctuary on the side and a sea lion show, so I think that would be definitely something to touch on for ecology. That would work. Also, the Museum of Natural History, that's another one. Museum of Natural History, they have the rainforest exhibit. They should have where the students get to find the different animals within the rainforest and basically try to figure out the relationship they have with one another. What are they specifically doing? Are they camouflaging? So that's another one for ecology. Another one that I would touch on definitely if you're studying, let's see, so we did ecology, so cells and anything with organization and patterns of life and human body, right? Definitely Liberty Science Center. I know that's another one in New Jersey. So I know that I'm picking a lot of stuff on the outside of the 5 boroughs, and there's a reason for that. I mean, if you think that you can actually, make it work with the Brooklyn Aquarium, I'll be honest, I have not been to the Brooklyn Aquarium in many years. I was a kid. That's actually my next place to go this February with my daughter. So I'll actually update this video to show you like my impressions of it, how it's like and how much it's changed, So yeah, definitely the Brooklyn Aquarium might be a place for you to go if you want to just stick to the yellow bus, so that way there's not as much funding required to move stuff around, because we know how funding is with that. Okay, then so Liberty Science Center, that's a great one. They have a lot of interactive exhibits. It's really big, and the students get to see science in a different way. They have a planetarium, a big screen, where they get to see some like this kind of like well, at that time it was like insects and butterflies, but they have a show, like a projection room with in their version of a planetarium. It's actually very nice. Uh, one memorable thing that I really pulled away from Liberty Science Center is that, you know, every place has their own little souvenirs, their trinkets. That was the only place I had found in New Jersey, or at least, you know, out of the many places I did visit, is they actually were selling for students to take home Venus flytraps. So that, you know, little baby ones, so they can actually have some Venus flytraps that they can actually take care of. So that's, you know, if you were wanting to even start a little ecosystem in the classroom, you know, there's some Venus flytraps that they can actually purchase. You know, really small ones, but I think they're really nice and they're worth it to have. That's another one that I've done. Another one that I would recommend is the DNA Center, and I'll give you the name specifically here in this card here below. You just see it pop up on the screen. They have multiple locations. There's one in Sleepy Hollow, and there's one in Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken, and there's one out in Long Island. This one is really good for like DNA, genetics, and genetic engineering. You know, this really helps, and they have a lot more labs. It's not just limited to this specific section, but this is a really good place to go. I did the gel electrophoresis in this place, and I really liked it because you quite literally made the gel from scratch. And this also works for forensic science as well. So if you go to forensic science, if you're teaching forensic science and you want to teach them how, you know, we find DNA and how it all works, definitely showing, you know, consider going to this DNA lab center, because while you're waiting for the gel to set, because it is a long lab, while you're waiting for the gel to set, you actually can go walk around, and they actually have a full like museum where this is all out in Long Island. But they also have this museum where they have it shows you all of the genetic code where we mapped out all the entire gene. So it actually is very interesting, and the students get to see the full double helix. Like, you know, they get to see a model of what it looks like, and they get to learn a little bit deeper about what the science has to do with that. Let's see, what's another one? Oh, definitely the Museum of Natural History. I know, well, Museum of Natural History for specifically the evolution section. So we all know the dinosaur exhibit. That's a really good one where you get to see the different patterns, right? You get to see the different fossils, as well as the Bronx Zoo. You can do the Bronx Zoo for not just evolution, but you can also do that for, you know, ecology as well. So you can see the different relationships, right? For it to see how the animals interact with one another. And then also show the adaptations over time. You know, you can see the different variations of the animals that are there. So I think those are really some great sites to visit. Another one that I would definitely recommend, this one is more of a traditional one, and by traditional I mean this one has a little bit less to do with science and more just starting traditions. You know, I'm a big person in wanting to start traditions, and when you start traditions every year, you give something for the students to look forward to, and it's something out of the ordinary, you know. So one thing I would definitely recommend for the fall is the Bronx Zoo Holiday Light Show. That is a really good one. Most students, as far as I'm experienced, you know, I've talked to many people, and even though it's advertised that it's very popular, many of the students who I've spoken to have no idea what it is. This last December, I took a bunch of students, about 15 to 20, who have never ever heard of it. None have ever been to it, and they loved it. You know, it was their first time ever doing it. They took pictures. Even though they don't get to see the animals at night, it's seeing the zoo at night for the first time with all those lights. They loved it. And I think if you want to tie science specifically into it, you can actually try to see how, well, there are, you know, performers, you know, walking around with like on stilts and things like that. You can kind of like show kind of like a relationship there, but it's really just a holiday light show where I think that the students can definitely have some recreational time. You know, it's a lot of family time, show some bonding, you know, to get things done that way. I think that's about it in terms of field trips for right now, in terms of STEM, but also some recreational ones. If you would like more tips or just want to know more about certain field trips that you would like to implement, and you just are having trouble with mapping it out, shoot me a comment down below. Here's my Instagram as well. I have one as well, and you'll see my the link to my other family channel right on the card above, and it's down in the link below. This is Sam coming to you from Teacher Vibes, Sam from the B Bunch family. Please let me know, like, share, subscribe. Let me know if I could do anything to help improve this channel, or if there's a topic you want me to specifically cover. I am all for it. I'm trying to help you get through this no matter which way I can. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.